Hey folks, this is Paul with Live for Moto, and today we're going to try out the new KTM. So today's video will be a ride along, and I'll let you know what I think of the new bike. Come along for the ride.
It's always a good time. It's always a good time.
For those of you who are subscribed to my channel, you may notice that my last video was about the purchase of a new KTM EXC-F 500. And in this video, we're going to be taking a ride and going out for kind of the first official test ride on this bike. When I purchased this motorcycle, I was looking for a couple of different things. But most importantly, all the time riding my big GS bike had convinced me that for some of the really tight and difficult two-track trails or even single-track trails, I wanted a lighter motorcycle. So the addition of the KTM to my adventure arsenal was not one to step away from riding my BMW, but one that's an addition to my adventure arsenal. The KTM is a much lighter but yet still powerful motorcycle that will allow me to go into places that would be far more difficult on the big heavy bike. This bike is going to be more of a day ride bike than it will be for the long extended trips. And the majority of my videos will still be with the BMW. However, from time to time, because life and riding motorcycles is always an adventure, you will see some of my shorter day rides done on the KTM. Just like my BMW, I purchased this motorcycle at the same dealership. The dealership I bought it from was Grand Junction BMW, KTM, and Harley Davidson. The people down there have always been excellent to deal with. I've always had top-notch service, and as a result, I was compelled to go back and give them my business yet again. The fact that the KTM had many of the features that I was looking for and was without a doubt one of the better bikes on the market was also a compelling factor to do business with them again. Upon the purchase of this motorcycle, I was almost instantly invited to go for a ride. It'd be a bit of a test ride, if you will. The two gentlemen that I'm riding with, one of which is somebody whom I know, the other one I had never met before, and I'll keep both of their names private just for their own identity protection. But both of these two gentlemen were experienced riders. The more experienced is the one that you see riding in the front and was more of our guide for the day. We had a fantastic ride. The video that you're seeing right now is basically the portion where we leave downtown Grand Junction. The road that you see us riding on now is the road that takes you up to the Colorado National Monument. It is a tight, twisty, and steep in some places road that is a whole lot of fun to ride no matter what kind of motorcycle you're on. Now these dual sport motorcycles, or basically what they are, is a dirt bike with a plate and blinkers, the things necessary to make them street legal, would not be the most ideal road racing bikes in the whole world, obviously. But they sure were a lot of fun, even at this slower speed, to go ripping up through the canyon. The scenery throughout the entirety of this whole trip was absolutely amazing from start to finish, with of course the exception of being in downtown. But the ride going all the way up the canyon to the National Monument is always beautiful. I didn't capture near as much of it here as I had hoped to.
I wonder how long that's not been recording for.
But some of the coming footage is also extremely beautiful as we got out into the dirt roads and the trails. We started out our ride with about 30 to 40 minutes of asphalt riding before we found ourselves out on the dirt roads. These dirt roads that run out through that area go out across the desert, with beautiful mountains of Utah and Colorado to the south of us, which would be to the left of what you're seeing here, and then the interstate, Highway 70, running to the north of us. All of the trails and roads that go out through here typically are just used for cattlemen taking care of their livestock, but are also open because everything is BLM land out here for the recreational users as well. Well, enough about the countryside for now. Let's talk about this new motorcycle. Having come from a large BMW motorcycle, which even for its size and weight seems extremely agile, I did know for sure that I wanted something a little bit lighter weight that I could go hopping up over big boulders with during my short day rides. That's the build that this bike was supposed to fit. Now, as I got out and I started to ride, I realized very quickly that A, the two riders in front of me had more skills than I did, and the guy out front significantly more so than both of us. And what that meant to me was I had a lot of learning to do. However, having a lot of learning to do is never a bad thing. It's an awesome thing, in fact, when it comes to learning how to ride a new motorcycle. You see, every motorcycle has its own set of characteristics, and every weight and classification, be it a sport bike or a Harley or a dirt bike, requires a different set of skills to ride it. So, consider this diversifying my skills in a sense. Now, I'd love to give you some kind of a really great review about this motorcycle and all the things it can do and can't do, but the fact of the matter is I can't do half of what this bike can do. So for me to give you a review would be really kind of pointless. The only perspective that I'm really qualified to give you at this point is that of a rider who is going from a large adventure bike to a lightweight, small dirt bike style adventure bike. And in that respect, I am blown away at the capabilities of this machine. Now, my capabilities have a long ways to go to be able to match it, but the places that I was able to go were amazing to me. The video that you're looking at right now, until right here, was in deep sand. And while it didn't necessarily look like it in the video, it was really pretty difficult to ride in. I can only imagine how difficult that would have been on a large adventure bike. But this little bike made it a dream. I simply set my weight back and got on the throttle. Through some of the little draws, things got really entertaining. The rider you see in front of me is going down a pretty steep draw. In fact, when I head down this, I skid from the top all the way to the bottom. And as you watch him go up the hill on the other side, he makes a pretty clean sweep at it, getting a little squirrely at the top where he puts a leg out. Me, however, if you'll watch carefully, I almost wipe out. One of the reasons that it doesn't look like that is because of the camera that I'm running and the upgraded gear I have, but right there, whoop, I almost went down. But that bike had a ton of torque and lugged right out of it and got ripping up towards the top. I think they both saw that I was about to go down and waited to make sure I had come out on the top side all right. This little motorcycle is a ton of fun, and I can't wait to do more videos with it. Like I said before, most of my videos will still be on the big bike, but this little bike is going to offer some really fun perspectives in areas that I might not be as daring to go with the large bike. The day's ride through the water crossings and the little meadows and the camaraderie between me and these two gentlemen was absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed the day immensely. And to say that I enjoyed the capabilities of this newfound motorcycle would be, to say the least, an understatement. We really enjoyed this day all together and the area that we explored.
So, this rock thing, there was one at an intersection a little ways back. That was the one that took you down to Fish Ford. And if you cross the Colorado right there, you come out in Cisco.
Okay.
This goes to the Dolores, and if you cross it, you come out at Dewey Bridge.
Oh, this will take you to Dewey?
This will take you to Dewey.
Awesome. Okay.
And if you guys want, I mean, it's just red like this, we can run it to the river and back real quick, just for grins. As we go this way, we're gonna get to Granite Creek. I've never seen so much water in that creek, so I don't know that we're gonna cross Granite.
Right.
But that's not too far either, so we can explore it all, you know?
Cool.
You
Cool.
go with that?
Yep.
Okay, let's do that.
The gentleman in the orange helmet that you were just listening to was our tour guide for the day. He was the one that I know a little bit more than the other one I had never met before, and really gave us a great ride for the day. So I want to say a special thank you, and if you watch this film, then you'll know who you are. To sum it all up, we had a really good time. The three of us were all riding equal bikes, they were all 500s, and we enjoyed the day. The following pictures that you'll see were just some pictures that we took, still frames, while we were stopped along the way. And the countryside, again, coming back to that, was just beautiful out there. It was a semi-cloudy day, it was cool, and it was perfect riding weather. Thank you, gentlemen, for an excellent ride. I look forward to more adventures on this newfound love of the KTM. And remember, everybody, when you're out riding, regardless of what you ride, ride with a smile. Thanks for watching.